Cool. Let's start. So I will briefly talk about our weekly assignments for this week. And at the end, we will have a Q&A session, Q&A part, where you can ask your question regarding previous week. Yeah, let's start. Here, like in our roadmap in GitHub, you can see our week 2. Here describes the models which you need to cover during this week. Also here describe week assignments. Let's stop. Where is slow internet? Yeah, first thing is about Git Git version control system. Here you will need to study like some of the theoretical knowledge about what is it, learn about GitHub, and then you need to practically pass the test, which you can find in REST app in the schedule model. As you can see, here described REST test from previous week and GitHub test for stage 1 for this week. Also, as you can see here is a deadline. We added extra deadline, extra weeks to complete all of this test. But I recommend to pass all the tests step by step. I mean, like if you see the weekly assignment, you should complete it in this week, because it can accumulate and as a snowball, and it will be difficult to pass everything in one day before the deadline. Yeah, it's about Git. Also, second thing is about the Markdown. Some of the theoretical knowledge about Markdown, what for we used to use Markdown, and yeah, and here like it will be really good knowledge about Markdown, because when you will start doing a task, you need to create a pull request on GitHub. You need to correctly describe your merge request in details. Yeah, and HTML basics. Here describe the model for these terms, and some of the links where you can study about HTML is like for it's really basics knowledge, which will be enough to start. And yeah, as I mentioned, for this week, you need to complete test regarding HTML basics, GitHub test, task for Markdown. Yeah, and you need to submit the task, Markdown task for cross-check. If you already faced with our documentation for REST school, you know what is a cross-check and how to submit your task for this. Not this one. It's task CV Markdown. You need to fill about yourself. Here described everything. Also be be attention about the repository requirements, like let's make a public repository on GitHub. Here describe the requirements for that. also need to add minimum 3 commits for this task. And here, as I mentioned, for like you need to correctly describe the your merge request. Here, describe the criteria, and it's common questions regarding this task. Well, that's all, I guess. We can to switch for Q&A part. Also, I recommend you don't wait the Q&A because it's not mandatory session. You can fill your question here, yeah, and from our side we have an option to prepare the answer for your question. If it's difficult and you didn't find it in our Discord channel. I guess that's all from my side. Any questions?
Let me add, this week you will firstly take part in the cross check. I mean, you should submit your task for cross check for first time. So please pay attention on a deadline. After deadline, you can do it. So you will miss all tasks if you miss the deadline. So pay attention on it. Okay, do you have any questions? Seems no. And one thing, we have an issue. In case you click on Mohammed, could you please back? Okay, please click on a test HTML basics. And currently we have incorrect link for this test, and to fix it I have to remove this test at all and add it one more time. But this case, the score of student who already passed this test will be skipped or replaced with a 0, and they should pass this test one more time. So guys, I hope it's okay for you to navigate to this model by clicking on Mohammed, could you please back to the previous page? By clicking on module HTML basics to read educational materials in English. And this way I will keep this test as is, this test in English, so it's okay. And our student who already passed it shouldn't do it one more time. I hope you can understand us, and I guess you can. Sorry. And we have a question in the chat: when we have to review other students' code. This week, you prepare your own code, submit for review, and then next week you will have 4 days for review other students' task. It will be 4 tasks for 4 days. Is it clear? I hope yes. Yeah. Next week, I mean week 3, will be about reviewing the task from other students. Okay, seems there are no any questions. So thank you for participating this Q&A session. Please do not hesitate to leave your questions in the Q&A forum or in the Discord. Oh, I see someone written. Oh, thank you. Jette. And thank you. Have a nice week and see you. Bye bye.